So, the bull market in crypto is in full swing. Bitcoin has risen from $20,000 to $100,000 over the past year. Many altcoins have shown profits of 500 to 1,000%, and some even more.
Yeah, boy.
And I know that you are currently looking for altcoins to invest in, where you can get 10, 15, 20 X's, make that life-changing investment that everyone dreams about.
Yeah, baby!
But let's talk today about the other side of the coin. About those projects that you definitely shouldn't invest in. About those projects where you're most likely to lose your money.
Where's my money, bitch?
And let's go over the main mistakes that beginners make when they want to invest in crypto. Let's start. First, not all cryptocurrencies are equally useful. This needs to be understood. If you came to the crypto market thinking that everything here will grow, it's not exactly the case, to put it mildly. If we look at the chart of most coins that shot up in previous bull markets, those coins are now down 90%, and generally, no one wants them. The second point, or rather the second mistake, if you're a beginner and you've recently entered the world of crypto, you usually look at where the chart was in the past. Well, let's take a look at the ACP project. Let's use the training service to see how the S&P has changed. I've turned on the logarithmic chart. Zooming in, doesn't fit on the screen. The S&P at listing traded around $300 per coin, excluding extremes. Now the token has dropped by 96%, even reaching 98 or 99. It seems like a wonderful investment. And now we see that the token has dropped by 96% at the bottom. It was even more, somewhere around 98, 99. And it seems like, well, this is a wonderful investment. The token was trading at as much as $300, and now we can buy it for just $13. So, what do we have here? It looks like we have a website. It could potentially give us about 30x from the current levels.
Wow.
But it's not all that straightforward, my friends. To understand where the mistake lies, let's head over to the CryptoRank website and break down concepts like market capitalization and FDV. What is capitalization? Capitalization is the total number of coins in the market multiplied by their price. The current market capitalization of the OCP project is around $6.5 billion, plus or minus FDV. So this is the capitalization of the total number of tokens that are not yet in the market, which amounts to $7 billion. And what's the little trick here? Look, when ICP was trading at $300 each, the number of coins in the market was small. And it's very easy to check this on the tab, vesting. So if we go in here and look at how the coins were unlocked, we'll see what exactly. At the beginning of 2021, there were very few coins in the market. We can also take a look at this on the chart. And accordingly, it was very easy to manipulate this token. So it turns out that 80% of the coins in the market weren't even there. So you see, there were linear unlocks here. And what does the situation look like? Here we have the whole pie of ICP coins. Not 500 million ICP coins in market, 10% is 50 million. 500 million ICP coins, and let's say 10% of that is how much? 50 million. And the people who own these coins could carry out some pretty simple manipulations. It gets pumped up, then dumped down, and so on.
What?
Now, when most of the coins are already in the market, the chances that ICP will rewrite its previous highs and reach those levels again, like $200, $300, are so minimal that personally I wouldn't put my money on this. Of course I didn't. Well, that's it for ICP. Let's move on. The third mistake that beginners often run into, it's about investing in old projects where many altcoin investors are trapped. And in these coins, growth prospects are unclear. CIS bloggers promote these coins. CIS bloggers hype these coins as wonderful. Time will tell.
We'll see about that.
Let's take a look at a coin like DOT as an example. You've probably seen this coin. It's quite large. It's listed on CoinMarketCap in the 15th place. It ranks 15th in market capitalization, respectively. We're looking at the chart on Bybit, but for the sake of clarity, let's also check the chart on Ben Ansi, just because it will be longer there. So here we have the DOT coin, which came out at the beginning of 2020 at a price of, at the same time, it was trading at $4. And let's pay attention to the fact that 3 years later, in 2024, I could also buy it there for around $3 to $4. But there's a catch, as they say. What's the point here? Look. During the last bull market in 2020-2021, DOT grew by 1,000% from its minimum values. And what was happening here? Clearly, there was a group of interested people who accumulated this coin. It was distributed, if I'm not mistaken, through an ICO or some other means. It's not that important. What's important for us here, the people here, and here probably aren't the smartest when they bought this coin. Why do I say not the smartest people? not to insult them.
It's nothing personal.
So you understand, the people who bought in this zone are still at a loss, and it's quite a deep loss. All the people who bought before the $10 mark, only those who bought at $10 are currently breaking even. And let's imagine that the DOT coin, for example, continues to rise, let's say, to $15. All the people who bought before the $10 mark, only those who bought at $10 are currently breaking even. And let's imagine that the DOT coin, for example, continues to grow, say to 15, somewhere around here. What will happen to it next? All the people who bought it here will be trying to sell it at break-even. Believe me, it's all about psychology. The retail investor's behavior is quite understandable. If people didn't sell their coins here and didn't lock in their losses, they'll be trying to break even at the first opportunity they get. So, for a coin like DOT to overcome this distance and return to its all-time high of $50, it needs to break through the resistance of all the people who bought in this zone. So, for it to cover this distance and return to its all-time high of $50, it needs to overcome the resistance. All the people who bought in this zone.
That's impossible.
Is this possible? In some parallel universe, it's possible, but say that it will happen in this specific case. Again, I wouldn't bet my money on that. But here, let's make a little disclaimer. In general, what is a bull market in crypto? A bull market in crypto is not exactly a rational time. It's a time when various obscure projects with unclear ideas and shady schemes are making some crazy number of X's. And that's why we're here now, relying on common sense about what not to invest in, what to stay away from. But overall, what we're discussing right now, that doesn't mean that DOT can't draw a 5x from its current position. Can it? It can easily do that, simply because it's a bull market in crypto. Not everything can be explained logically here. Things don't always happen the way you expect. But again, from a common sense point of view, it is better to invest in such projects where there are a large number of holders. I think there's absolutely no point in that.
Nope.
Fourth mistake people make, for those who are just getting into crypto, is to jump into coins that have experienced too much inflow, hyper. In this bull market, we have a few such coins. For example, this is the XRP coin, which literally, in last couple of weeks, here you can see the huge green candle I drew, gave about 500% growth. And again, can XRP be worth $10, grow 3 to 4 times from the current price? Overall it can, but XRP to grow from the current price by that much, we must again open the CryptoRank service and figure out what we have. For that, the market cap of XRP needs to grow from 136 billion to, in order to achieve a 4x, somewhere around 550-600 billion. So it would need to flip Ethereum at its current level and be worth about a third of Bitcoin. Is that possible? Again, it's possible. Is it worth investing in such projects, where you can invest 70% and grow 3 times? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, it makes sense to look for others, more promising projects. By the way, my friends, regardless of what you're buying, selling or trading, whether you're on spot or futures, I recommend trading on trusted and reliable exchanges. One of those exchanges is Bybit. The link to it is in the photo below this video. If you register using our link, you can get bonuses of up to $30,000 and training on technical analysis and risk management, plus trading scalping setups from our team. Once again, the link is below this video. Go ahead, create an account on Bybit. We also have a lot of tutorials on Bybit on the channel. We'll also leave the link in the suggestions. So we've covered the main principles, but let's reinforce the material, shall we? Let's go over a few more examples of coins that, well, I wouldn't invest in at the moment, and I want to make an important note. Here we have the XRP chart open right now. I bought XRP when it was around 50 cents, a good investment with about a 500% profit. Are you buying XRP now? And when XRP was trading at 50 cents, it was actually a pretty good, adequate investment that has shown about 500% profit so far. But are you buying XRP at the current levels? I don't think it's the best idea anymore. So lately I've been thinking about gradually selling my XRP, at least when it crosses the 3 to 4 mark. I think I will definitely be locking in some of my positions in Rive. Let's take a look at another coin in terms of its prospects. The coin is called SUI. Again, in December 2023, I recorded a review for the channel. At that point, I mentioned that I was buying the SUI coin. Yes, in this zone, it was around that time. It was at this point that I mentioned I was buying the SUI coin. Yeah, it was around this zone, approximately at 60-70 cents. Then I made a video about it, mentioned in the Telegram channel. Again, you can easily track this. Go ahead and check the link below this video. The link to the Telegram channel is available. Yes, I mentioned the SUI coin. Why do I say the SUI coin isn't a promising investment now? We're not considering lowest values. Starting from 75 cents, my average entry, we've seen a 500% increase. Let's return to the service. Let's say, starting from 75 cents, which is my average entry point, we've seen about a 500% increase. And now let's turn back to the service. It's called CryptoRank, and let's see where the SUI coin is currently ranked. The SUI coin is currently ranked 17th by market capitalization. At the same time, it has a market capitalization of about $13 billion. And we can go in and see that the FIDV for it, remember, is the total number of coins that are still not available on the market, is currently at $47 billion. Now let's imagine it needs to happen for the SUI coin to make another 4x. So, for example, from the current price, yes, from 4, let's say, even a 3x, would be $12. So, for that to happen, its market capitalization, the coins that are available in the market, would need to triple, which would bring it to $36 billion. And the FTV of this project needs to grow to about $150 billion. So these are the same levels that we just saw in the ranking for Ripple. At the same time, Solana is the same one that to some extent is a competitor to SUI, although SUI still has a long way to go to catch up with Solana. It already has a market capitalization of $110 billion. But keep in mind that Solana, of course, had most of the coins are already in the market. And it's not entirely fair to compare these projects here, because if SUI had that amount of coins in the market right now, I think its price would be completely different. So when you invest in projects, don't just look at the bare chart. Make sure to pay attention to the fundamental metrics. Look at the market capitalization, look at the FTV, and pay attention to who and when invested in it. And make sure to check out the tab called Vesting on CryptoRank. By the way, we have a separate video on the channel about how to choose altcoins that can give you 1000%. To be continued, we'll leave a link, to the profit in the hints. Go check it out. You won't regret it, I promise you. Well, of course, if you're investing, it would be good to get familiar with the rules of technical analysis and risk management. I've already told you that to get free training from us on technical analysis and risk management, create an account on Bybit and send us your ID for support. There you can get trading setups and training on technical analysis for Bybit. So send your ID there and you'll receive all our bonuses even if you already have an account. Also, write to us in support. We'll just help you transfer it and give you all the bonuses that I'm telling you about right now. Let's take another project that I wouldn't invest in. This project is called TUM. You might have seen how some people are actively shilling it. Shilling means promoting on the vastness of YouTube. And indeed, Atom has even given some 150% growth from its bottom, which is quite decent. But let's think together again. Is there a chance for Atom to rewrite its past highs, which it had, let's say, in 2021? Yes, that means it needs to make another 4x from there. The situation is actually the same as with the DOT project, so we need to understand that there are guys sitting everywhere here who are going to actively sell this coin. And obviously they will sell it without taking a loss. To absorb all this volume, I don't know what kind of market maker the project needs to have, and obviously they will sell it without taking a loss. What market maker is needed? Why join projects with old holders and manipulation schemes? And what's the point of us getting into bowl such projects now? Where are the old holders sitting? Where have all the manipulation schemes been implemented? Where have they been done at all? Well, that's how it was possible to heat up the market. Accordingly, the market has already been heated up in all possible ways. I don't understand the point of jumping into these projects.
That makes no fucking sense!
There are a lot of new, fresh projects where all these schemes are just starting to be implemented. Yes, that is the same Sue, and we just discussed it with you. If you managed to jump on this train from the start, it was a great investment. If you manage to get in early with Ripple, which makes incredible spikes during every bull cycle, it really shoots up during bear markets. That was great and investment-wise, where it's currently great for investments and they're in a different space. By the way, the channel has a video of the top 5 litas from my portfolio. I also recommend watching it accordingly. There I discuss some projects that I've personally invested in. You might find them appealing. You might want to do that too, but in any case, before doing anything, make sure to do your own research. Remember, everything I'm telling you is in no way financial advice. And as I mentioned earlier, any project we've discussed today like XRP or DOT can easily give a 2-3x return. And that's because the bull market in crypto, if the overall capitalization grows 3 times more, okay, so something from this will give a 3x, but then most likely what I buy will give 5 to 10x. So again, we need to understand some aspects of how a bull market works. The question is how much it will grow. If DOT shows, for example, 100% increase, and altcoins that haven't experienced such pumps yet, the schemes that are currently available on the general market can show a 10x growth. It's clear that with similar risks, it's better to invest where we can achieve 10x returns, rather than just sitting like some investors during downturns, happy with a couple of X's. Investing in altcoins for just 2 X's isn't worthwhile as they often hit 0. In a portfolio of 10 to 15 coins, some will fail, some won't grow, and you'll only catch a few successes. Honestly, I just don't see the point in investing in altcoins for just 2 X's because they often end up at 0. And obviously, if you've built a portfolio with 10 to 15 coins, some of them will go to 0, some won't grow, and you'll only manage to catch a couple or 3. Yeah, as I showed with SUI and XRP, for example, they will really provide significant returns some profit for your portfolio. Well, for dessert, let's take a look at a few more projects that I would throw out of my portfolio. And actually, I'll explain why. You might find something similar in your own experience. Picoin, like OSIPI, was pumped to $20-30 at listing, then crashed by 95-98%. A similar scheme was used with few coins initially in the market. Once released, everyone sold, causing the price to drop. At the moment, and here the scheme was implemented, the same as what we discussed with you on the network. That is, initially there was simply a small number of coins on the market. After the coins came out on the market, everyone sold the price and asked for a drink. And if no one has bought these coins from the market now, then it is unlikely that we can see any good, interesting X here. And although again, someone might say, well, look, we did it. From the bottom, it's up 250%. But gentlemen, you mean that you have recently entered the market, rather everything is there. The chances of buying somewhere around here, or maybe here, are extremely minimal. Most likely you bought either here or here or here or maybe right here, but buying back here at 0.07 is pretty much like winning at a casino. So based on my observations, there are about 10% of such people. And usually if you buy at the peak, at best, you end up in this entire accumulation zone, meaning your average cost will be around $1 and you are currently right around that average price. That is, according to my observations, there are about 10% of such people, maybe. And usually if you buy at the peak, at best, you end up in this entire accumulation zone, meaning your average cost will be around $1 and you are currently right around that average price. So honestly, I would throw Philcoin out of my portfolio as well. Plus or minus, all the pump schemes were implemented back during the bull market of 2021, and the project has crashed by over 90%, so there's nothing left here. We have data on the vesting, but again, we see that Phil, as far as I understand, is a mined coin. So here we see that it still has about 10 billion in market cap that isn't accounted for, with a total circulating supply of 4 billion and a total supply of 14 billion. Let's say this is some kind of breakthrough blockchain that is currently being used. As far as I conducted his research, I did not have such a feeling. If you have this problem, please, of course, you can act at your own discretion, but here, again, I honestly don't see any global upside. Although from a technical standpoint, many will tell me, well, here's the accumulation zone and here's the distribution zone. And as we discussed earlier, in a bull market, anything can take off. The question is simply about approaching the selection of a portfolio in a reasonable way. Next, there are various forks like Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash is outdated. Expecting 2021 like 2000% returns is unlikely. Why invest in risky projects? To catch something here, to expect that there will be X here and like in the 21st year will be like 2000%. In my opinion, it's extremely unlikely. It's just unclear who would be making that happen now. And please understand me correctly, folks, why sit in such risky projects like Ethereum Classic, where there are no funds, no block rewards, and no serious people backing this project anymore? When we have just regular Ethereum right now, there are huge inflows into Ethereum ETFs, meaning massive funds are buying up this ETF and Ethereum in bulk, and we can just sit back with them and grow our wealth. Why do we need these risks? Getting into something like Ethereum Classic, which sure, it might give you a 2-3x return, but Ethereum can easily do the same, and no one is stopping it from happening, as they say. And when we talk to you about the fact that we are investing more or less significant amounts of money, then it becomes important for us, and how much money we could potentially earn and how much money we could potentially lose. And when we start off with a large amount on board, the question is, how much can a block reward dump Ethereum? In my opinion, Ethereum is currently trading at around $4,000. Right now, again, we'll pull up a chart here on the screen. Alright, I think we'll hit levels around $2,500, $3,000, which is about a 30% drop from the current price. But I believe that it will be bought up massively through ETFs, and it's unlikely they'll let it drop below those levels. On the other hand, these coins like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, and Philcoins and so on, there are no major players in them. They can keep grinding plus or minus to infinity, just like it was in a bear market in 2022-2023, and we saw this clearly on the charts. That's why you have to sit in such coins. Personally, I don't see the point. Do your own research, and in the comments, I suggest you write which coins you personally wouldn't buy for your portfolio and what you've gotten rid of. Share your observations. I would be interested to read that, and other people might also benefit from your advice. See you soon.